What's the name of our podcast?
The Ping Pong Club
the Ping Pong Club presents anime, JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. Definitely, we have an exact idea of what we're doing. God, we've even practiced this. We are all sitting here around the table in my living room, immediately to my left, wearing his fancy suit from a long day. Mr. Caposo, how you doing?
I am doing well. I can't wait to talk about these episodes. The first three ever that we've ever watched.
To the point you're in a suit.
Technically true.
I am in my gray suit because this is a somber time.
JoJo is serious business,
right?
Oh, that's crazy.
Across
yeah,
from me, paying much more attention than he was last time, Mr. Phillip. How you doing?
I'm here, paying more attention apparently.
Yep. Considering last time you did not even recognize that I had said something to you. Definitely doing better.
Much better.
Yep.
Excited for JoJo. Yeah!
Yep.
Let's go.
Excited. So excited. Speaking of excited.
As long as Philip can be our hype man, yeah, let's do this.
Yeah, you know, he's the one everybody listens to because they're like, oh, yeah, that cool Jamaican accent. Who are these other three idiots? I like him.
No, he's basically the DJ Khaled.
Yeah. That might be actually a rude thing to say to a person, but here we are. Speaking of rude things to say, immediately to my right, Mr. Tony, how you doing?
Yeah, living life large. Let's do this. Talking a little JoJo.
Just 3 episodes.
Just 3
every
episodes.
2 weeks?
Well,
probably.
For the bulk of JoJo, that's a little JoJo.
Yeah, there's not that many seasons, right? There's like 6?
Yes.
5.
It's like 150-ish episodes. Not bad. Doable.
50 episodes.
They're 20-minute episodes on the bright side.
Yeah.
And they have like 3.5 seasons of content to go. Okay, part 6, 7, and 8, which is still ongoing. That's manga stuff.
No spoilers.
Yeah. We still have a lot of content. So if we're going to do this for the long haul,
keep this money train going.
Keep this train rolling.
Then we go to One Piece, the ultimate long con.
No, don't you put that evil on me.
No. No one's agreed to One Piece. Not even One Piece has agreed to One Piece.
Yeah, One Piece at a certain point became a different show too. It got tired of One Piece.
Yeah, I think it's like 900 and something episodes.
No, it's at 1,200 episodes.
No, it's like 9 the last time I checked.
All right, you checked like 300 episodes ago.
Yeah, right. It's legitimately, I think, 11:48. Hold on, I'll look this up.
Yep.
Yeah, I was about to do this.
Fact checking the death of podcasts.
Right? No, it's not the death of podcasts as long as you talk during it. So let's keep rolling.
Well, it's on you. You're doing fact checking.
I know, and who's still talking? Let's keep
vamp, asshole.
All right, great. Yep. All right, everybody's doing great. How you guys out in the audience doing? Where are you from?
Where's it from? Who's your dad? What are you called?
Crowd work. You listening, if you exist.
No.
Enjoy this.
Well, no. Okay, then we're done already. You exist. All right. Continue on.
All right.
Send an email to... I don't even remember the whole thing now.
I had mentioned something about it, but...
Yeah, no, we're not changing it now. Could have made a second one before you pointed it out and said, no, we're using this one now.
You mean a third one? God, that was like...
Well, the first one, you didn't put anything behind it. It was just...
Oh, PPC presents JJBJ.
Yep.
At gmail.com.
Yep. J doesn't stand for anything.
Why don't we just PCP@gmail.com? Let's just do it. Let's commit.
When I heard PPC, I thought about BattleTech.
Encyclophenidine. Yeah. Or that.
Cannons.
Oh, yeah. Okay. I was thinking hard drugs.
You're always thinking hard drugs.
Well,
I mostly live hard drugs.
Gotta stay awake.
A lot of things make me sleepy. Only a few things make me awake. Them's hard drugs.
And they're getting harder to get.
All right, did you find the information?
We stopped looking halfway through because we were too busy having a conversation.
I looked. And no, he was technically right, and I stopped.
Oh, great!
So it's
great.
gonna be that one kind of podcast.
Like there's more than 1,000 episodes, depending on course, but of the mainline story, there's only 907.
So you're both right and wrong.
We're both right. There's 200 episodes of filler out in the universe, which is yes, true for any anime.
Yeah.
Okay.
Even animes that haven't been made yet have 200 episodes of filler just waiting to be brought into reality.
Yeah, if we're talking about filler, then the number will be lower, but I ain't talking about that shit.
Well, I mean, it's
921.
as broadcasted. It's how we're watching JoJo's Bizarre
this
Adventure.
is like a weird... JoJo is probably one of the few anime, and maybe it has the benefit of being all created after the manga have been.
Or at least far enough after that they can catch up.
Yeah, very.
Yeah, and there's like minimal filler, ostensibly none.
Yeah, because that's the point of filler. That wait, we don't have.
Yeah,
enough
we're waiting
content.
for the manga to catch up, and Akira Toriyama needs to tell me whether or not Goku's going to go Ultra Instinct in this episode or the next one. But
what color is Goku going to turn?
To whether or not Vegeta has gone blue yet in the manga. So
all right, so
it'll be about 3 weeks of filler with Bulma having sex with what's his name, Beerus, while Whis watches on.
Yeah, that's a show.
Yeah. That sounds like something I read before, but anyway. So next idea.
Don't you
instead of One Piece, Dragon Ball.
No, Whis is great.
Go.
Like, but this isn't a Dragon Ball podcast. We can do like
it is now.
We are surprising about it in this podcast about JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. We're not actually talking about JoJo's Bizarre Adventure.
We're a JoJo podcast that spent more time talking about Whis and his voyeur fetish. And how many episodes are in One Piece, plus or minus filler?
Hey,
I mean, that's just podcasting.
Content is content.
All right.
Yeah, this is the part where I'm just trying to figure out how to start.
you just rain cat. You heard cats.
Yeah.
You gather them together.
And here we go. We open with it's raining. I forget the actual
raining.
shot.
There's a very static. There's a static river.
Yeah.
The river is not moving at all.
Nope.
Despite
Animation
lots of
is
rain.
expensive.
Costs too much.
Yep.
And a horse has a giant spike through his head.
Yeah,
and we slowly
that
pan down to a dude that is half a head on a spike. And this is the point where I realized subs, not dubs. Live by that law.
Subs, not dubs. The subs are substantially. This is maybe a different discussion for another day. But holy shit, especially when we get into Joseph Joestar. Subs, not dubs. Woof.
I think it's running on Adult Swim, right? I think that's where the English stuff
that sounds like a place where it will live.
But
yeah.
They would pay the $5 it takes. Like, yeah, give us the first season. We'll play that.
Horse has 1 spike. Man has 3 spikes. There's a crying baby.
Yeah.
There's a woman draped over.
They're looking at the man and they hear a crying baby. And my thought was, is there a baby in this man?
Yes. like seahorses, the Joestar family holds on to their in the man.
And we have a wounded man who is not bleeding at all and is actually laying very straight on the ground.
And looks dapper as hell.
Yeah.
Does he have green hair? What's going on here?
Yeah, his hair is
turquoise.
It's crazy fluorescent.
It's anime hair.
To a point where the same man shows up again later and I didn't recognize him.
Yeah.
No, that's legit. That's fair.
And there's a very spooky looking dude with wrinkly hair and like 6 teeth between
maybe 7 teeth, which I thought was very interesting because shortly after he smiles and shows 5 teeth, he turns to the woman with him and goes, "Get those teeth; they're worth money."
I need them.
to which I was like, "Oh, because you sold your other teeth." I see.
The woman
also given this dude. I wouldn't be surprised.
He's a highly tooth-based economy.
The woman also says, "Oh, there's a baby," and he says, "Fuck it,
fuck it,
yeah,
fuck that
Leave it to
baby,
die."
Oof, this mask is creepy. Get them teeth."
And the spooky man starts shaking off the dying man's ring, and the dying man wakes up and says, "Oh, you're here to save me," because that's how doctors work. They take the jewelry off first.
He sees the good in people. He thinks he's a good Samaritan.
The first thing I see about you is you're taking the ring off my finger. You must be here to save me.
I see you have swirls for chest hair, 7 teeth, taking my ring. You must be my doctor.
I'm gonna go ahead and make this call.
Well,
you are a good man.
You know what? Given what happens in a later scene, I wonder if this dude is blind. But fine, let's continue.
Perhaps. We cut to a young man with blonde hair looking at a book in a very crazy way.
We cut to a frenetic series of smash.
Well, yeah, but that's just transitions in JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. It's just, here's some nonsense. All right, here's the scene.
I mean, like, first you see a young boy running with his dog saying Danny Ikeo, and they go running off into the distance, followed by a blonde man seeing this creepy 4-toothed dude.
And then the dude yells that he hates snake oil and loves booze, and the kid should go buy him some booze.
Yeah.
Some actual booze.
Some actual
the
booze.
Good stuff. Then
class
some
divide
kids,
here.
Some 30-year-old men start picking on a 30-year-old woman, taking her doll from her, and like saying like, "Let's undress it."
Yeah, I always thought that was weird. Like,
yeah, no shit.
Because man, they're really confused about anatomy. If they're like trying to learn from a stuffed doll.
What are they supposed to be, like 12? But
Like,
these are all the most grown-up 12-year-old people in the world.
Yeah, because the kid that ran with the dog was the baby from the beginning of the episode. And I think this is 12 years later?
Yeah, that sounds about
12
right.
years later?
Some real, like, 40-year-old people playing high schoolers business going on.
Mm-hmm.
Like, someone said, I can't draw kids. Like, whatever. Just draw them normal, and we'll make them huge later. That'll be them being older.
Yeah, some asshole kids here.
Creepy nerds.
God, they're very creepy. Guy runs up and says, "Stop picking on her." And what's he trying to do? Like, charge him?
He literally like slams the dude's chest, gets 2 solid hits that don't do anything, and then gets an axe handle to his back and starts promptly bleeding from his mouth.
Yep.
I think it was more than that, but they seemed like very weak. I could also counted more than 2
Well,
hits.
yeah, no, he like gets and then JoJo gets gently tapped on his back and then bleeds profusely from the mouth.
Just explodes blood.
This is a story of heritable coagulation disorders. The whole JoJo family bleeds profusely from minor trauma.
But they're still alive.
So. Like many noble families from Europe, hemophilia was a real problem.
Right?
Super common.
Next, I don't actually remember because my note just says in all caps, "Eat the rich."
It's
a lot more Dio Brando chest hair. Dario Brando is sitting in bed showing as much chest hair as possible. Dio, at this point I realized that Dio is incredibly blonde and that his mom was very much raven-haired, which would imply that his chest hair must be vividly blonde. Or Dario's must be vividly blonde.
I would say that.
Because that blonde hair had to come from somewhere, and it must be Dad.
You always check the pubes. They don't lie.
Right. Carpet's got to match the drapes. Dario dies. Dio...
a letter to the Joestar mansion.
Yes.
Does not explain why. Just says, "Hey, take this letter there."
Not sure Dio actually opens it. Definitely sure that George Joestar never opens it. And Dio spits on Dario's grave, closing that.
Yeah, because he's a garbage person.
Yep, we go back to that girl who we now know as Joseph Joestar has saved, and she thanks him, and he says, "I didn't save you for you," and runs off.
Yes. He said, "I didn't do this for you."
I'm a hardcore gentleman.
Yep. This reminds me of the straight edge movement of the 90s, where like it was real cool to not drink and not do drugs cause yeah.
Straight edge. Yeah.
Straight edge. I'm a gentleman.
And now we get the summary of the series, like 10 minutes into the episode, A Tale of Two Youths and a Spooky Stone Mask.
Right? Oh yeah, 6 minutes 40 seconds in, title card.
Yep. A cart shows up outside the Joestar mansion, and he throws his bag out.
Yep. That's
and leaps out, voguing as he does.
Oh, he vogues so hard. This is definitely a foreshadowing of everything yet to come.
Right?
As he gets older, he only gets more posy.
Yup.
Oh, everybody gets more posy. It's so good.
But he does it in a way I'm like, all right, let's go.
You're into it. I know, me too. A lot of katakana hits the screen, probably regardless of language.
Yeah.
And then we have our first act of unnecessary dog violence.
Perhaps the second worst. And the moment where I thought,
of this episode.
Am I actually going to watch this? Is this worth it? Is this going to be with the tone of what's going on here? Because Joseph runs up very friendly, and Joseph's dog, which is like a massive something, a massive anime dog, runs up, and Dio just knees it.
Knees it in the fucking face.
Street Fighter rising knee. Joseph's like, what are you doing, dude?
Yeah, it's just to show that Dio is garbage.
Well, and the other thing is it has that sudden cut that was like reminiscent of a, again, 1990s Ren and Stimpy episode where everything is in a particular style of animation, and then the most gruesome thing appears on your screen for approximately 2 frames, and then goes away. And you're like, why? Why did we do that? I guess we did that, but why?
The 2 different directors did this, and we just got to clip them together. I'm not going to get rid of it.
Yep.
And it's actually in its own frame, like the manga, apparently. It's
I mean, that's how most things in a manga work.
There's a lot of 1 page of a dog getting kneed in the face.
Yep.
That's what I pay money for.
That's what you bought the 500-page thing for in black and white.
They go inside,
dog teeth violence.
Dio meets the elder Joestar and is immediately smarmy. Like, oh well, cool. He just sucks. Awesome.
Yeah, he's evil.
Yeah.
He's wrestling sucks.
Yeah. He also is smarmy in a way that like George Joestar apparently likes and says, Jonathan, you can learn something from this.
I mean, we'll get to that later, because what he is acting like now doesn't make any sense based on what he does later. But we also see the first of what is the most bizarre background during a scene. Here's just arrows and lines while someone is sitting still and not doing anything.
Oh goodness, there is so much arrows and like checkerboard.
Yeah, just like
throughout this entire episode.
Here's someone's very cool suit jacket that we have that we're just gonna pan behind this character while he does nothing.
Also, like when they were walking, you just see this spooky mask on the wall. Why is there? We don't know. Just what?
Chekhov's mask.
Yep, definitely.
Right, yeah.
And then
I'm glad you said that, because there's a lot of Chekhovs in this whole series, and I'll try to touch on all of them.
Joseph tries to be a gentleman and pick up Dio's bag, and Dio punches him in the face and says, "Don't touch my bag," which I threw on the ground like 10 minutes ago, but now I'm going to be fussy about it.
I will say, after the punch to the face, he does do a hype, like, turning ninja elbow to the chest.
Yeah.
And, like, just crushes. I'm like,
and they
wow.
Just stand there and yell at each other for a little while.
And then there's a confusing hand drawn that confused you, Austin?
Yes, I still think that is his thumb, and his hand is not drawn correctly. His thumb is 6 inches long.
He's just pointing up like a sassy person.
Yeah, but the rest of his hand doesn't make any sense then either.
It's stylized.
Budget.
Make him look hotter.
It was supposed to be his thumb at some point, and then they were like, that doesn't make any sense. It should be his finger. He should be giving a thumbs up. I'm like, well, I'm not redrawing it. Well, add a thumb to his hand, and we'll say that's his finger.
Yeah, as many thumbs as you can get.
Then he continues to be swarmy. You say, "Oh, I hate that dog. I hate dogs. That's why I actually hate it."
Joseph's like, "Yeah, you know, if a strange dog ran up to me, I might kick it too. I don't know." I'm like, no, but okay. I guess we're just gonna move on.
It. I'm like, what? All right.
I guess JoJo's a dumbass.
Yep. And we cut to dinner. And Joseph is so excited about dinner, he knocks his wine over.
Oh my god, he sucks at everything.
I didn't realize is that like initial series of smash cuts, he does that.
Yep.
So this is like a reprisal. It was Chekhov's like gross eating.
Yep.
He sucks at everything, and his father is just disappointed. But now his father has someone to contrast his son with, and now his son is even worse.
Yep. Yeah.
Like, oh god damn it, you're winning at dinner.
You go to bed without food, you asshole.
When did I get this shit, son?
I love you too much. That's why you suck.
I love new blonde, red-eyed son. He's my favorite son.
New son's better than old son.
Which is weirdly what Dio kind of seems to see. And he's like, yeah, I'm going to be the perfect son.
I mean, he is trying to ruin JoJo's life for no reason.
Yeah, just because he can.
We've established him as a guy who likes to crush a dog in the face.
Speaking of crushing a dog in the face, we cut to a boxing ring where it is led by the dude from Dark Souls praising the sun and yelling about Joseph Joestar and how much he's gonna fight, and Dio, who is like laying on a field nearby.
Which, like, we've had no reason to believe that anybody is pro Jonathan Joestar fighting. Like, the only thing he's done in this episode so far is get a heavy elbow chest
and immediately start bleeding.
Like, tackle a man, deliver 2 solid blows that don't do anything, and get an axe handle to the back that makes him bleed from the mouth.
Yeah, so all of a sudden he's a boxing champion? What's going on
here?
Yeah,
the credibility of him as a boxing monolith definitely lost on me.
And Dio puts on one of his gloves by, like, biting one of the strings in his teeth and pulling it, but his other hand doesn't have a glove on it. So
no, he's doing it. There's going to be a lot of tongue stuff later on in the series.
He's doing a hot style.
Yeah.
No, this is a style choice.
Yeah,
we'll get there.
They get in the ring and Dio does some anime dodging.
And this is where after catching a fist to the face, this is the next Chekhov, or I like to call this one Chekhov's thumb.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that thumb comes back.
They say that Joseph can't compete with his booth boxing style.
Yeah, what the fuck is
no
booth
idea
boxing?
what that. Yeah, we also said, what is this?
Kissing booth boxing?
Right?
You get up real close, you try to plant one on their lips, and then you jam a thumb in their eye.
And Dio fights like Sherlock from the movies. He's so smart that he can kick your ass.
Yeah. Also, this is a moment to bring back internet memes of the past, because JoJo has a moment where he just got reamed, took a thumb to the eye after watching his dog eat a knee to the chin, and goes, "How? How can he do this to me? Who is this man?"
I think he knew that he was going to get punched, but the thumb to the eye was the thing. He was like, "Well, come on, dude."
But yeah, the eye is fine afterwards, even though it had blood from it. I'm like, wait, what?
Oh yeah,
I thought his eye would have been kind of.
This is the first time that we see long monologues while someone is flying through the air.
Yes,
and they hit the ground like that was all supposed to be real time.
Yeah, that's a staple.
And then we see Joseph hanging out in a tree, talking to himself about how much Dio sucks, and his friends.
And this, well, I think this is mostly to establish that in this reality, being a snitch is worse than death.
Yeah, they call him JoJo the Squealer, and he's like, "What did I squeal on?" They're like, "You know what you did," and just walk.
He's like, "I didn't snitch. I swear."
As soon as Dio beats him up, he starts saying, "Oh, hey, I got some shit to show to you guys, but don't tell Jonathan.
Yeah, don't tell.
He's a fucking snitch."
Yeah,
right, but when has that ever been a thing? What is, like, what?
They're street thugs, and he's a hardcore gentleman.
Also, are they his friends because he just says one thing and say, "Oh, I'll show you this one thing." Don't tell.
I don't know. I just
one of those dudes is one of the dudes who
the guy who ate his head. Yeah, exactly.
They storm off, and JoJo throws the most, like, actually, he is actually a total tantrum. Like, just swings his arms in the air, goes, "Oh," and falls on the
goes on the ground. I'm like, what?
I thought this was actually one of the best parts of this episode. And I also realized when his dog friend runs up to come for him, that dog has a penis.
Yes.
Yeah.
I did not.
Absolutely.
I did not see that, so okay.
And girl he saved earlier sneaks up and puts the basket of grapes on a tree along with his handkerchief in it that he left behind earlier that told us his name, Joseph Joestar.
Which, by the way, I don't know if you caught this. At this point, JoJo drops a line that more or less says, "Women are cute when they don't talk."
Yep. She walks away and like, "Hey, you want to come back? Oh, all right, I guess we'll talk later. Whatever."
Yeah, right?
Well, and then he immediately gets down and goes like, "Oh, God. Oh, women are so cute when they just don't, they're so shy and don't talk." And I'm like, what? Huh?
And he gives his dog a grape, which, here, PSA, don't give your dog grapes. It's bad for them. Seeds are bad for dogs.
Honestly, see this grape. Maybe not.
Okay, bougie asshole.
Your fancy dogs that can't eat grapes.
Fancy Jamaican seedless grapes, okay.
Excuse me, princess. But anyway. Also in that scene, he, for some reason, didn't even remember who she was for our group.
Yeah, no. He has the memory of a goldfish.
Yeah, has no idea that he saved her earlier. He's like, "Hey, my handkerchief's in here. Okay, cool."
Yeah.
And then there's a hard turn in the episode.
Oh, boy.
Then suddenly, from green pastures and angry children to dead trees and sexual assault.
Yep, we cut to a street where Dio and his new friends hands?
Yeah,
He was
pretty
making them
much.
knife
Yeah.
hands again.
I don't know
Yeah.
if this was Iraqi, like finally realized he needed to use restraint, or somebody standing next to him said, "No, you can't put rape in a cartoon. That's
Yeah.
a little much."
Yeah. But he's like,
'Cause-
but I'm gonna make him know I did.
Yeah,
It's like,
so-
no, this is definitely a streetcar named Desire moment,
Yeah.
Yes.
like
And-
where the mirror breaks and
Yeah.
it's implied rape.
Yep.
He is wearing fingerless leather gloves like a normal person. Definitely not a
Right.
criminal.
No.
And
It's 1880 fashion.
Yeah, it's a
Talks-
high
he says, Aren't you
1880s.
Joseph's friend? She's like, yeah, whatever. I gotta go. And he steals a kiss from her and then pushes her in a mud puddle.
Yep.
Then
No.
she starts washing her mouth
With
with,
the
With
dirty
the
water.
mud puddle,
water.
And
which
they
is
freak out.
my own PSA is that stagnant
that.
water is a giardia risk unless you want explosive diarrhea.
Whatever,
Please don't
everyone
drink
was dying of
stagnant
syphilis.
Yeah,
anyway.
especially in those times, huh?
Part
That
where-
just shows how bad that
This
thing
is the part
is.
where we
Like,
decided that these are Japanese Europeans.
Oh, everything is the most Japanese stereotype of every ethnicity that we can get our hands on.
Yeah.
We will get into that one later also.
true, but also he says the line that I didn't realize came from this scene of
What?
"It was me, Dio."
Oh yeah, because it says your first kiss wasn't with him; it was with me, Dio.
Dio.
That's where that line came from, or did he
Yeah.
say it again?
Because of the meat.
That is where
Yeah,
it
cause
came.
that line is very popular when it came to JoJo. Like when they heard about JoJo, it's
Yeah,
either
it came from the rape scene.
well,
Oh,
well,
Everyone's favorite scene.
Oh,
Because
Lord.
then she washes her mouth with puddle water, and then he goes, "Okay, I guess a slap is due,"
Yep.
Yeah.
and smacks her in the face because more violence. And then we proceed to the victim feeling guilt.
She can't talk to him. She can't look at him. She feels guilty that he allowed her to kiss him, which is definitely a thing that response is. It's definitely not post-traumatic stress
Totally not
disorder.
a terrible message.
Yeah, uh-huh. And
Mhm.
he hears what happens, and instead of going to her, it's like, it's fine. It's just a kiss. It's
yeah,
okay. He
comforts her. Or something.
goes
He
Super
just-
Saiyan and charges Dio, who we get another, like, elbow to the face that lasts, like, 10 minutes.
Mhm.
And they yell at each other while Joseph takes an elbow to the face and grinds it into
Yes.
his face for a while.
because
We
while-
did get a brief moment of Haemon foreshadowing, or Hammond foreshadowing, which will
Oh, the
become
aura,
relevant-
right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that aura looked very similar.
And Joseph says,
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to beat you until you cry. And then he
Yeah.
does.
And he
And then-
actually did it.
And
Yep.
then at 19 minutes, Dio has his "how could she slap" moment. Except his is in front of Dad with a knife to his back.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
And then
So-
Dad on the
so-
staircase says, how could you, Joseph? You were kicking him when I was down. A, he was never hitting him while he was down. B, he clearly has a knife.
Clearly.
And
Also,
we're
we also get a tacit like approval of toxic masculinity
Yeah.
when George Joestar goes, "Well, boys will be boys."
I know you're going to
I
fight,
can't
but
prevent that.
Then, so it went back to that point. Is Senior Joestar blind? Did he not see that fucking knife?
well,
What?
he kind of indicates that later, but this is the point where it's like, he has a knife. What is even happening
Yeah.
in this conversation?
I mean, in the not to fast forward, but in the third episode, he says, "Oh, I always knew Dio was an asshole, but
Like,
No.
what could I do?"
Oh, we'll get to that moment because I
Yeah.
have thoughts about that moment
Yeah,
too.
definitely.
Alright.
And then we
Alright.
cut to
His gentlemanly
Joseph
spirit.
following his girlfriend, not talking to her, and
Still-
she's like
Nope.
crying walking down the road, and he's like, "Oh, Dio, not gonna comfort her, but you know."
I don't know how to talk to
Hey.
women.
Oh, I'm gonna do the greatest move all men can make. That is, be near a woman and talk about other dudes.
Yeah.
I will
That
say,
always
Andrew-
gets them.
I don't know what to make of this, but of the only person in the whole episode that has some sort of internal consistency, any sort of actual moralistic worth, is Irina. Like,
Yeah.
she's
she's
coy,
like
she's
a-
herself.
She's a normal
then-
person surrounded by these monsters.
Right,
Right?
exactly.
She's just a victim.
Yeah.
And she-
Every-
All she wants to
Everything
do
gets
is to be
done to
nice
her.
and to be happy, and everyone
Yeah.
around her is just too busy fighting and being a hardcore gentleman and just being a monster.
He's so gentleman. He's not for you. It's for him.
And
Yeah,
then we
because
cut
he's
to the
gonna move-
moment where I almost stopped watching this series altogether, where the
Uh,
butler finds a box and he's like, whatever, and sticks it in like an outdoor
Oh, fuck, I
furnace.
forgot that there was, yeah,
Yeah.
the this one.
and then he lights it and closes it and walks away, and then you hear thumping, and he has a long pause where he's like, "Huh?
There's something
in there. Anime lines." And then he just looks at it.
Well, yeah, right. So why does he just stare at it? Actually, I know why. Because in the manga, they actually open it, and it's fucking way worse.
I don't think he opened it. I think the dog.
Oh, really? He just bursts out.
Yeah.
So this is just ineptitude layered upon ineptitude.
Yeah, like
I don't know how
they just make them in the anime. You get a second chance. Just make them and go. Oh, a box. I don't think this box should be here. Let me take it out and see what's inside.
Yeah,
like a person.
If you opened it and looked at it and said, "There's a dog in here," and then Joseph would have gone like, "Dio must have done that." Like the thought that he could have done it is enough. That he actually does it, and that it takes so much actual like people not paying attention. Be like, "I don't know, I'm just gonna burn stuff. It's Tuesday. I get to do my burning."
I gotta burn this dog. This is what I do.
Wouldn't he realize there's a weight difference, or
like
used to burning
this giant dog in this box? Yeah, whatever. I guess it's just a body. Who cares?
The box was already there. What's he gonna do? He's old. He can't get his hands around the box.
Locked. Who puts a door, locked box to be burned?
Right, yeah. Why is there a lock on the map? Listen, the true villain of this series is that guy, that groundskeeper.
Actually, I want to say the true villain is George Joestar.
Yeah.
George yeah, probably.
All of this could have been prevented if George was
the enabler.
Remotely paying attention.
He is. It is the world's worst enabler.
Yeah.
Like at all times. He's just like, no. Dio's just fine. Don't worry about Dio.
Wouldn't exist if George just said, "Hey, blonde dude, beat it."
Fuck off.
Or chill the fuck out.
If you were just a little bit more elitist instead of so gentlemanly, if you just said, "You're poor, get the fuck out." Done. No more series.
None of your booth boxing in here. We're only hardcore gentlemen up in
here. Fuck your booth boxing.
Alright, so to the point of Aaron, as we're saying, like, she's a victim, because even when she was walking here, like, oh man, this girl suffered, and he does nothing. And he feels
defiled, and he's like, I'm gonna get that, Dio.
So I'm gonna propose a segment for every episode.
Okay.
And we don't have to do it for these. Like, we're a little late. I'm bringing this to the table late. Mm-hmm. But I am gonna propose the segment Greatest Glam, where we all, or Greatest Vogue, where we all propose the best Vogue pose.
I already have a winner for these 3 episodes. I have it in my notes.
Too, but I don't think. Oh yeah, no, I like yeah.
I think I know what it is also.
Oh, I have a different one. I guarantee you don't have mine. If you do, that'd be incredible.
I actually have 2. One is coming up real shortly, and the other one is from the 3rd episode.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah, I have one. I know the 3rd episode one. I think I know that one.
I have one from the 1st episode. There is a guy shortly after the terrible kiss where a guy in a bowler derby at 1726 strikes the strongest glam pose.
I think I know what you're talking about too. There was a guy in that scene that had an amazing mustache too.
Oh, it's so good. They're like group of cronies that just harasses
the most Japanese Europeans in the world.
Yeah, it's so good.
We end with Dio like musing to himself, like, "Yeah, I got his dog for punching me in the face."
Are you looking at that sweet pose at 1726? Ooh, look at him in that bowler. Look at that sassy hand.
God, he cocks his hips like it's a gun.
Exactly. Oh.
Like it's gonna destroy Jonathan's life.
Wow.
All right.
That's the end of episode 1. Episode 2 starts strong. School hero Joestar.
No, it actually starts with Jack the Ripper.
It does. Right. It starts with Jack the Ripper, and the weirdest. It starts with 2 things. One, which inspired me to go a little bit deeper. Apparently, I learned that the last one was 1881 because they explicitly tell us that it's 1888.
Yeah.
7 years later. Yeah. Of note, this is the first year that Polaris Jack, a dolphin that became later known for greeting ships as they came into port in New Zealand. That's all I got.
That's great. Okay. Thank you, Tony.
Yep.
That was Tony's History Minute.
The thing with this episode that still annoys me to this day, or even after watching it, is that 7 years has passed.
Yep.
What did they do? What did
Apparently they've been friends the whole time.
They
because
became phobos.
They became.
They just got thick and loved each other.
Just the thickest. Just we see JoJo running down a field with definitely not a football, and then he's just a refrigerator man.
Oh yeah, this is where we learn that the Joestar line is very beefy.
Yeah,
it's the beefiest line.
5 or 6 dudes try to tackle him, and he just keeps going.
Well, that's the interesting thing. I think it has to do strongly with the mom.
Yeah, I think so too.
The genes are strong with the mom.
Yeah, because what I know from the rest of the series is that the mom carries it.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
absolutely. And
well, in the third episode, they focused the mom portrait in a weird way.
She was the one who had the mask. Like, it is definitely a maternal heritage. The line is from George Joestar, who we know to be the actual villain of the series.
Yeah.
And the mom is the one that brings purity to the line.
And as JoJo runs this rugby ball down the field, he then definitely tosses it in a rugby pass to Dio, who gets what try? Is it a try in rugby?
It is. It is a try.
Yes, it is a try.
They even English try.
Yeah, he gets a try down, and then
so
they
were
celebrate at the end.
Yeah, because apparently this is league rules, right? As opposed to club rules, and so they don't have to kick. It's just points.
This is league because it's just 7 people.
Right.
Also,
that's a rugby deep cut.
Yeah. And
also, I was particularly proud of myself in the metric system. That when I was like, if he's 195 centimeter giant, does that mean he's 6'5"? He's 6'5". That's the conversion.
He is like
he's a giant, especially at that time.
I mean, the scene where he gets tackled by 7 dudes, they're all dressed like villains because they're all dressed the same, wearing blazers in the field.
Dressed like literal prisoners. Right?
We're gonna get more to sacrifice to the Joestar.
Yeah. Like everybody's in pure navy.
He's in Ireland colors.
Right.
Because the stripe green and white is famously worn by Ireland in rugby. And he's running down, and he passes to Dio, who catches it in a semi-hot pose. It's not hot yet; it's getting there.
I think it is. I will give that.
I did it for you.
That's your glam from the episode.
Yes.
I mean, I can't blame you. It's very good.
It is something, but it's not what I need. What I need is coming up next.
Absolutely, especially in the next episode. No spoilers, but
we'll get there.
This was
So they lock arms. They propose.
They go, I couldn't have done without you. I couldn't have done without you. And then JoJo remembers, this asshole, right?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
He gets interviewed.
Killed my dog.
Are you so happy to be playing with your brother? He's like, yeah. And he has an internal monologue of oh right, I hate my brother.
Yeah.
My brother killed my dog. Oh my goodness.
Even 7 years later, I'm still mad about
Mm-hmm.
You should have probably killed him at the time.
Yeah, right.
Also, apparently archaeologists are on the same tier as lawyers.
Joseph has a degree in archaeology.
No, he's an archaeologist. That's important, right?
Dio's doing law, right?
Law,
yeah.
Okay.
I think,
yeah.
Also, Dio here has the most hopeful message of the whole show. He thinks a diploma brings wealth.
Yeah. It didn't cost more wealth than you will ever see.
Man, that's dark. We're not ready for that kind of real.
Episode 1, baby. Get truth.
Episode 2, diploma brings wealth. That's the true lie of this show.
And then we get some fun, cool internal monologues about Dio talking about how he's going to steal the fortune.
Yeah.
And
because
he
now he's
need George or his brother anymore.
Yeah,
now
we get
diploma.
We get more of that. We get more of those era. A little bit more checkerboard background.
Yep. And
internal monologue.
Get a very fun conversation between Dio and George Joestar, where Dio says hospitals don't cure anyone; they're after money. Dio's an anti-vaxxer.
Dio hates big pharma.
While his father is
He's
sick.
an anti-vax, big pharma opponent.
His second father is also sick, and he's
don't worry, it's not at all.
Yep.
It's not at all because I'm poisoning you. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, that doesn't sound malicious at all.
And
God.
JoJo's just there. What?
And
Oh,
they're
yeah,
standing over the
hospitals.
bed, and I was not paying enough attention to what he was actually saying because he clearly said both JoJo and Dio's lines, and the subtitles did not translate.
It was a lot of like, "Hey,
I
you're
heard you
both
guys
my
won a game.
sons.
Good job.
I love you." Yeah, like it was. Oh, a college friend told me the results, and they were like, "But that was our job." And then they all laughed together. Ha 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 ha.
Forget
And
about the
we
dog.
get JoJo's
Right.
face full frame, and I have a note that's just JoJo's face is never not crazy.
Yeah, he has
It's always weird.
Yeah, he has this weird pout. They're like,
He's
oh,
always
It's like they draw.
befuddled.
It's like two different people. One person drew the actual face, and one person drew the head, and they just like put them together, and like these don't fit at all. And like, we got to get it on. It's got to go live. Just print it.
Also, Jonathan may have the most guy liner of any
Yeah.
set of eyes since the guy on Lost.
And
Because man, Richard on Lost had a lot of guy liner.
we see JoJo back at his desk in his room playing with the spooky mask because apparently figured out that if it gets blood on it, stuff comes out of it.
Yeah.
And I forget why
Yeah.
JoJo's interested in it, other than hey, check out this cool mask.
Because
I think
because
it's
when
related
they
to his mom.
when they
Yeah.
fought first episode, and Dio tried to stab him,
Yeah, it
Oh,
got
yeah,
blood on it.
flew on the mask.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and then it extended or whatever, and then it
The
went
little like,
The
know.
pain nails or whatever.
yeah.
And he yells, "I just had a terrifying thought!" And then
Oh,
like he gets the
did
most
you
obvious thing of
notice-
like, yeah, he's poisoning your dad. Come on, man.
Did you notice the book that was being ripped down off the shelves when he like ripped off the rest of the shelf?
Nope.
Nope.
Charles Darwin's Origin of Species.
Oh, great.
That sounds about it.
That's stupid.
And it's real dumb. It's so good. It's so dumb.
I thought we were gonna say like Nietzsche the Antichrist.
Oh, yeah.
Was that even written at that point? Charles, this is the Origin of Species came out in 1859, so
Yeah.
it could
Yeah,
be on
but
that
who
shelf.
cares about time? Like those gloves that they wore when they fought, when they boxed, those are not 1880 gloves.
Yeah, I don't think they are.
I'm pretty sure the creators of the show did their research.
Listen,
They
This was-
definitely Googled it and like, yeah, those work.
this was 6 years. Actually, the Antichrist is in German contemporary with this episode.
Yeah.
So potentially they could have it, but unlikely. And it really came to the English language in 1895.
So
Totally
Joseph-
off the top of your head, those informations, right?
No, dog. I'm just good at real time
if
looking.
there's one
shit.
thing Tony knows about, it's the Antichrist by Nietzsche.
All right, so
It's a specialty.
according to this about boxing gloves, Wikipedia, but so grain of salt. Modern boxing gloves started showing up towards the end of the 1890s.
Yeah,
no shit.
see?
So
Before was just leather wreps.
Yep.
Deal with it.
Yeah,
It's
so
more to
modern-
protect your knuckles than the
modern-
other dude's face.
yeah, boxing gloves include mesh palm, Velcro, leather-based stitching, suspension. Push
Tell me
Welcome
more
to
about
our
modern boxing gloves,
new-
Philip.
Yeah, welcome
This
to our
has actually
boxing
become the
podcast.
boxing podcast.
I just wanted to see if the people were actually doing the research, and it seems they kind of were.
They were not.
No,
is what
It seems like
we
they
learned.
weren't at all.
All right, they were off about a few decades. Okay.
All right. So Jonathan like looks at this letter on the ground and goes, "Oh, I suspect something terrible about this guy who killed my dog alive in a fire. He might be a bad
7
guy."
years ago.
and he
Yeah.
has a terrible thought and realizes, yeah, Dio's poisoning my dad. So he confronts Dio, and Dio
Who has
looks at him with
bang-
crazy anime eyes and says,
Oh,
"Could you
yeah.
look me in the eyes and say that?" And he looks away because, of course, he can't. And Jonathan
he's-
says, "Swear to me on your father's honor that you didn't poison my father."
I
And
will
Dio
say
says,
Dio at this time does have the bangingest leather shoulder straps.
"Yep."
They're so
the-
good. They're
The
on point.
pose that he rocks when he steps off the stairs and just rocks a side leg pose.
Oh yeah.
It's like, what?
What?
Yeah.
What?
Huh?
I got legs for days, bitch.
Look at this. Look at this
I don't
thigh.
care about what you want.
Look at this
I've
leather
already-
strap on my white shirt.
Uh,
what is this doing
I'm
here?
like an 80s cop.
Yeah. One thing that was impressive, like for Jonathan in particular, is like he seems like he has gotten smarter. Cause like, yeah, I know this motherfucker won't do what I say he does. He's too proud.
So now I'm gonna make him swear on the dad he definitely didn't kill.
Yeah.
And Dio has an internal monologue about.
I found the out.
Oh, my dad had no honor, so sure, I'll swear on whatever you want.
He didn't even say that. He said, like, I can't swear on it. This is where, my thumb! And this is the payoff of Chekhov's thumb. This is the third act for Chekhov's thumb. Though it's not its final act. Chekhov's thumb gets an adjacent play later on in the series.
JoJo, in a twist of
nonsense,
he just grabs him and throws it through the railing.
Yeah, totally through it. Like, no, just like right through the railing, thus establishing that no one dies from trauma in the JoJo.
And Dio has thought of, like, there's no turning back now.
Falls are Dio's weakness.
Yep.
Yeah. Right?
Well, I mean,
now that I think about it,
if Dio is manipulating gravity, he basically flies.
Well,
if
he definitely flies later.
Oh, he flies.
If gravity catches him by surprise, he'd totally succumb to it.
Yep.
Now Joseph has to go to Ogre Street.
Well, don't forget
Asian medicine.
Asian medicine.
Yes.
Dude, his costume.
He is dressed like Sherlock Holmes because he has to solve a mystery.
Also, he says,
I was going to say Hercule Poirot, which pays off in the third episode.
He needs to protect his father, so he leaves his father with the man who he thinks is killing his father.
Yes.
Yeah, but at least he gives him an army of 5 doctors, to which the original doctor, who, by the way, is totally innocent of anything, goes, what the fuck did I do? Why do you need all these other doctors?
Although he wasn't figuring out that he was being poisoned. So he couldn't have just... Because I guess he wasn't an Asian medicine doctor.
Dio's so trustworthy.
And then Dio goes, oh, he went to Ogre Street? Well, I guess I don't need to worry about it.
Yeah, he's going to die. That's cool.
And we can see a cat run by with a puppy in its mouth, and I think Joseph goes,
cat eating a puppy?
Yeah, it just shows how hard Ogre Street apparently is. That a cat is killing a puppy.
And then immediately some dude's trying to rob him. Immediately.
Of course.
And it's a dude that talks about how to use a knife and then tries to stick him, and he just grabs the knife.
It's 3 dudes running, and one of the other dudes says, hey, use your knife and stab that guy.
Yeah.
Listen, we're going to talk about how great that other dude is eventually.
Yeah.
I love that other dude. He's misguided, right? That other dude needs knife guy to stab him.
Yeah.
Then he grabs the knife and goes, "What? Just grabbing the knife? What are you doing? You're crazy." And
goes, your fingers off.
What is a couple fingers when I'm here to protect the honor of my father?
Oh, God.
Family.
This is yet again not doing it for you, doing it because I'm a gentleman.
And
wait. We in Fast and Furious now? Family?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then
Where's
big
the
hair
cars?
dude taps something on his head, and his hat turns into a bowler hat cap, and then all blades.
I want that.
This is not Chekhov's hat of blades, by the way. I'm sorry to ruin this for you, but
This is
dopest
just a
thing in this
bladed hat.
episode, right? Like it never happens again. It's so
it
depressing.
also doesn't make a lot of sense.
Yeah,
well, of course. Listen, you're watching JoJo. Let's talk about things that make sense.
My line for that was odd job, eat your heart.
Yeah, he throws the bladed hat, and Joseph throws the knife that he still has in his hand, and it bounces off the hat, but the hat decides to like course correct in the air and still hit him.
Hence odd job.
Oh, that went to the bone.
Yeah, and it
all
like
the way down
grinds into his arm for a while.
Yeah,
Then
it's gonna stop eventually.
Then they run towards each other. Jonathan kicks him in the face.
Yep.
And when
he has
more
a long
ruffians...
anime monologue while flying through the air.
Yep. Once again.
Oh, he's totally here to protect. Oh no! And then more ruffians appear.
Like all of London is now out into the streets. Like, you punched our friend. Now it's on.
And then the guy on the ground, the one with the hat, says, I need to ask you a question. With your powerful gentlemanly legs, you could have ruined my face.
You could have ruined my life.
Yeah.
And he says, I'm here for family, because I thought you might have one, so that's why I didn't kill you.
He says, I'm a hardcore gentleman.
Oh, he's a gentleman to the core.
Yeah,
it is the
gentleman to the core. I'm like, what?
The best misjudgment of a character in the entire... Because he's like, oh, you could be a dad.
Yeah.
Ario Speedwagon has zero family.
I came here for my family, and I thought you probably have a family, so I didn't kill you.
Well, the other dudes in the gang is his family. Come on.
Then the dude with the hat stands up and says, "Okay, I'll help you find Asian.
You're
Asian
legit.
medicine."
Let's go find Asian
Yeah.
medicine, man.
You're a real OG.
He's a shady dude. Or no, he's sly as a fox. That's literally what he says. That Asian medicine dealer is sly as a fox because you can't trust Chinese medicine men.
And we cut to Dio wandering around with the best cape ever and these very cool little shoulder wings.
Which, by the way, Dio's an alcoholic.
And he's angry that he's an alcoholic.
We did not earn this moment. We did not earn this. Like, this was
he's
not
drinking sake and he goes, "What the fuck? Why can't I stop drinking?"
Like, meanwhile, he was like gently sipping wine at dinner and has always been cool. All of a sudden, now that JoJo's out, like,
And
fucking around on Ogre Street, he's like balls deep in sake, dripping off of a pier.
And he wanders past a pair of dudes and he runs into one of them and a dude pulls out a tiny sword and tries to stick him.
I love that tiny sword. This tiny
little
sword
scimitar.
is
the most nonsense thing in the world.
That thing pays off so well over the next episode and a half.
And then the dude tries to run into him and he spins him around or punches him or something and grabs him and runs him and the dude apparently just runs with the knife straight out and stabs his friend.
I think they refer to this as CQC.
Yeah. Just like, oh no, I can't, my arm's straight out with the knife. I don't know what to do.
I'm a Streets of Rage villain. I don't know what I'm doing.
And then, for some reason,
he decides to test the mask. He wants to test the mask, so he puts it on the dude, and it gets blood on it, and it kills the dude so hard it breaks the crate he's leaning to get.
I was gonna say, in Dio's defense, if you saw a mask of which the schematics is, oh, this makes brain spikes, then yes. This is clearly a kill device.
Yeah.
But
so like, hey, let's kill a man.
But
because that was his plot.
That was the point of him going out there. But
he was just drunk and being a shit.
Yeah, but he had it. He had it with
him.
He had well established.
Yeah, but he did think, I need to test this because I want to use it on Jonathan.
Right. Yes. Yeah. That part is paid off by an earlier scene. But Dio being a fucking lush does not get earned.
And it doesn't go anywhere either. It basically goes away immediately.
Also,
like 5 seconds
after everything he's done, being an alcoholic is the lowest.
Like, listen,
of the problems with that man.
For real. Like, if he was an alcoholic while he was burning a dog, okay, this is the source of his evil.
When he was 12.
No, you know why? Cause that's the nearest. That's the thing that identifies most with his shit father, and he hates that motherfucker. So he's like, "Oh wait, I'm drinking like this motherfucker." No.
By the way, is this the episode where they clearly establish that Dario kills his mother?
Yes.
When Dio has concrete memories of it?
Yeah, where Dio spends a bunch of... In the thing where he says, swear on your father, Dio has a long, internal message.
Talking about...
He thinks about his father has no honor and he killed his mother.
Yeah. So, despite his dad yet again thinking that, oh no, your mother's died at about the same age, even though his mother was there saving him... Oh. Fucking George Joestar.
The true villain.
The true villain of
So while Dio is having an internal monologue about how great Dio is, the dude he just killed with the mask gets up. Oh no, it's a vampire. Who didn't see that coming? And what does he say? He runs at him and the dude hits him so hard it pulverizes his shoulder. It shatters his shoulder.
Dude doesn't even hit him so hard. Nudges him so hard.
Yeah.
He goes flying into a brick wall.
He basically planks through the air and into the wall to the point where is he laying on the ground?
He barely touched me and pulverized my shoulder.
It's like a pier and there's a lining and he's like right here. And if anything, he could jump in the sea if he could. Cause I think he thought about that at some point.
Well, before he jumps in, the dude comes over very slowly and sticks his fingers under his skin and starts draining his blood.
Draining his blood,
Yeah.
And he regrows his weird teeth.
He was turning back to normal.
Yeah.
Like the dude.
Right.
Like,
and just in the nick of time, the sun comes up. So they were doing that process for 3 hours.
Yeah. And it's at this point that Dio learns the truth of Olmec and is on unlock the secrets of the hidden temple.
Yep.
Smash cut to episode 3.
Well, we have a little bit more because we have probably my favorite line of this episode where Dio goes home and Joseph comes up to him at the very end and says, "I approve of your devilish plot."
Devilish plot. Yes.
He comes home and JoJo's just sitting there like a disapproving mother.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh yeah, I associate that with the start of episode 3, but yes, you're right. It is the to be continued roundabout cliffhanger of episode 2.
Yeah,
and just as it is ending, we get the outro song beginning to lead a little bit into it, and every time the outro song does that, it's the weirdest. It is the least appropriate song.
Oh, I love it. It's but I just have a personal personal predilection for the music. I just love music.
I just like when it starts, you're like, oh, okay, and then the song starts to kick in.
And then it's a yes song, and then you have no on that song.
We'll come to blows later about this.
Prog rock, the worst of rocks.
All right, listen.
Yeah, you guys fight out about that.
Episode 3 starts with more Sonochi no Sadame. Oh, God, that intro is so banging. And then JoJo plays Hercule Poirot. He's gathered everybody in the forum.
But it opens with just him talking to Dio, and apparently he has already given the antidote to Dad, which, he's not Goku dumb, at least. Not like I have to fight you and then cure my dad.
No, we're primarily a DBZ podcast. Masked as a JoJo podcast.
Mm-hmm. but at first, when he was there, like, it seems like everybody left. So
it's just the two of them.
So they did it and tell them
to
leave.
And he's already getting swindled.
Through a series of never established curtains.
Yep.
he unveils more and more people.
Yeah.
Starting with, as we learn his name, Aria, Robert.
Yeah.
No, he came out on his own.
E.O. Speedway.
Like, because Dio was like, you have to believe me, JoJo. I had to do that.
Dio has an internal monologue about, I gotta get that mask on him. Like, wait, the mask turns people into vampires. Why do you still want to put it on Joseph?
He's like, Joseph is showing compassion like a dumbass.
Yeah, true.
For this man who tries to kill his dad, and he knows it. And Dio's like, no, let me give myself up. Let me at least keep this much honor, while in his head, I need to stab this fool.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, but that's because Jonathan is a gentleman to gentleman's end.
Yeah.
He is so purely gentleman.
And
gentleman
then,
to the core.
To save us from this idiot that JoJo is, Robert Speedwagon says, oh, I grew up in the streets. I can smell assholes. And this guy thinks worse than a pile of puke.
Yeah.
Which is thus established that puke is the worst smelling thing in this universe.
And then we reveal that their dad has been there the whole time, along with his doctors.
And don't forget the Asian medicine man.
Yes.
And then we get to his dad saying, oh, don't worry, son. I always knew he was an asshole, and I treated you like shit because you are my son.
Yeah, I wanted you to be tough.
Yeah. You needed to be better than him. That's why I fucked you over.
And he says, all right, I'm going to go upstairs. I don't want to see my son arrested.
But the final thing to Speedrun, he's all about that nature. No nurture, son. You're born bad. I'm like, what?
Oh yeah, Aria Speedwagon is an asshole.
Yes.
Well, like, the world doesn't change the man. The man is born as a fucker or not. Fuck Darwin and his evolution.
Despite it being a prominently featured book earlier in the series.
Robert E.O. Speedwagon does not read books. He has this cool bladed hat that he throws.
He still thinks that giraffes can grow their necks. He's a Lamarckist.
Oh my goodness! What a deep dive.
That's what a biology major does.
Oh
And then we get somebody says a line about Dio has 3 moles on his ear, which they showed before, but I thought they were just like studs.
Yeah, no, same. Yep.
Yeah, I thought they were just bad boy earrings. Yeah.
Yeah, I thought so too.
Yeah, but they're not.
That was Asian medicine man. He's like,
because I think it cuts to him like, oh, he's the one that poisoned his son because he came to me with a mask on.
Which, by the way, do you all know his name yet?
No.
Oh, we're saving that one then.
Yeah, no spoilers.
No spoilers.
It's going to be Chung Fung thing or some bullshit. Some
Well,
racist.
so Robert E.O. Speedwagon, technically Dio establishes the trend of American rock, R&B, more or less popular musical groups being the names of characters and
Yes.
or their stands.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But the real first ridiculous one is Robert E. Speedway.
Yes.
Because he needs to call him Robert E.O. Speedwagon.
Yeah.
So no one goes, listen, Rocky, fuck you. Like, we all know what you did there.
So at this point, Dio goes, screw it, and just tries to stab him. And then out of nowhere, their dad just teleports in front of him.
Yes.
Right. His dad, who is literally halfway up the...
Yeah.
Yeah, and heading more away from the step.
Yeah,
Right.
still sick.
is now manifest in front of JoJo to catch a knife.
He learned
He's so
instant transmission.
Gentlemanly nature teleported him there.
Yeah.
He could not get stabbed in place of his son.
True gentlemen drawn to each other in
Wait,
times of need.
Didn't Jonathan even say, "Oh, I could have dodged it"?
Yeah,
Why
they have a
didn't-
long anime
Yeah.
conversation about, I'm so stupid, Dad. I could have dodged that.
Or get stabbed. You're apparently immortal. You bled this entire series and nothing happened.
They both have literal, not liters, but gallons of blood.
Yep.
This
And
is
then
the
we get to
Brando
see
and Joestar family, pure blood.
the cops open up on Dio and fill him full of bullets, and he flies out a window.
Oh, that's after.
Oh, right. What?
Yes. Yeah.
What? Why does he use the mask on himself?
Because it's like, I'm about to
Because he
transcend
knows. Yeah.
humanity.
Yeah, he
I
realized
thought
that.
something prompted it.
He says,
Yeah.
I'll go
Yeah.
beyond humanity. And then
Yeah.
he
He
puts the
says-
mask, gets stabbed from
Yeah.
the
His
mask.
diatribe is like JoJo, you have well-laid plans.
Mhm.
Life
basically-
always throws unexpected twists in your favor.
Yeah.
Now, my plans will be beyond. I will give up my humanity. And then he like
Yeah.
smears blood on the mask. And
Get the
slams
blood
it
from
to his
stabbing
foot.
his dad.
Yeah, which
Mainly because-
apparently is like according to the opening theme, Dio's sacrifice. Which, like, listen, there's been nothing with Dio's sacrifice. Like, this is just Dio businesses lately.
And we
Yeah.
get more weird hand business. Just hands are hard to draw, okay? You're just not,
I think Dio just has very long fingers.
maybe.
Dio has Marfan's disease. All right,
He's a pianist. Like, he's a pianist.
right.
He was made to be a gentleman, but he grew up poor.
Well, and he's the agile one. Like, he can't have the short, stocky fingers. He's the agile, long finger, the pair.
Yeah, he put all his points into dexterity, but he's still got all those points into strength and int, so
Yeah.
someone just rolled a bunch
Man.
of d10s and like, yeah, that's how it works, right?
Yeah.
Those feathered pauldrons are so glam.
That's,
So they
that's the
shoot
raid
him.
pauldrons.
How long was he there? Like, he's just on the ground.
Oh,
and
he
everybody's
gets shot, and then he's on the other side of the window, and everyone, cool,
Yeah,
salt.
alright,
Don't
problem
worry about the
solved.
mask.
Yeah.
That
And
was
we
just
have
weird.
a long conversation where this is the part where he
About-
tells his son, I always knew,
Yeah,
Jarek,
yeah,
also
yeah,
you
all
were my
of that.
favorite, you were great.
Yeah.
And this is the part where I thought, well, if you always knew the whole time, why did you suck so much? Why did
Yeah.
you
And-
let him
and-
be a monster?
And then Jojo's dad says, "Oh, don't hate Dio."
Right. He says, still hate Dio. What?
True villain. True villain.
Don't hate Dio. And it's always good to die in the arms of your son.
Right. Well,
Yeah.
oh my goodness. The excuse is even don't hate Dio. He grew up poor. Can you imagine growing up poor?
Ugh.
Yeah.
Oh,
And he dies, and the cops are the one that go, no!
And then Speedwagon just starts to wax
no.
poetic.
Yeah.
The cop
Oh
goes,
my
his
God.
kindness is gone from
From
the
the
world.
world!
And then Speedwagon goes, no, he's
I-
not. His
I-
noble
It's his
spirit was
son.
passed down to his son.
Son.
I hate crybabies, but they're actually the real giants.
Yeah, they're cool. They're gentlemen. They're giants.
Yo, Speedwagon just went ham. It's
And then, smash cut, dude's head is gone.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Dio has
more or
woken
less.
up outside the window and is like floating outside, and I guess one of the cops has wandered near the window, and he
Yeah.
yeah, it's like, a
Like-
chief of police who goes into like he digs into his memory about how George was merciful
mhm.
and he's such a great man. And
Oh,
he's
yeah,
like
'cause-
wrapped up in his feels when REO Speedwagon goes, "Yo, dumbass, get away from the door!"
because
And then
Dio has
wham.
vampirized and tears off the top of his head in a way that did not
Yeah.
make any sense. Because
Yeah, he's both inside and outside the window.
yes,
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the
Because he
dude
was
is
like
both
above outside
near
but
the
hand
window
is
and like 10
inside.
feet away from it.
Yeah, it's weird.
Yeah.
And then he does the pose that that does it for me.
Yes.
The vampire pose in the window with the 3 fingers on the glass.
Yeah.
Oh, that pose is real good. Yeah, that is one that made me just stopping up Dio.
And Dio does the slow, spooky walk towards Joseph, who has somebody's gun, but can't shoot like a punk. But don't worry, your friend Robert E.O. Speedwagon does.
Yup.
Yeah.
Just murks him in the forehead.
Right in the head, but vampire. So hey.
At which point, when this doesn't work, Jonathan decides to get his best friend, Spear.
Yup. Do that spear. Is that spear sentient? Cause
This Spear is the unknown character of the show.
Yeah.
Like if this were 2 seasons later, this Spear has its own stand.
right?
Like,
Are we sure the spear is a stand? Cause
it probably is.
Yeah.
So either way, Dio does some shit. He licks some blood off of his forehead.
And just starts floating. Like,
Right.
not holding on to anything. He's literally just floating in the air in front of them.
yeah, and then he caught another dude and started to suck his blood out.
Yep. And
From
then
his
he
head.
throws him, and he throws him so hard the other dudes explode.
Obliterates. Yes.
Yes.
And one of the obliterated parts blasts into Speedwagon and shatters his body.
Yeah.
Yes.
So
Yes.
buck wild.
Yeah.
And then
And
Joseph
then-
needs to inform Dio that he isn't human anymore.
hmm And then the dude he sucked up became a vampire and trying to
And
got him.
Joseph says,
No.
the mask must unlock the true human potential.
Better than the dude became a vampire and tried to drink our Speedwagon's blood. He goes, "Would you mind if I drank your blood?"
Yes.
Yeah, still
Still
polite.
a gentleman.
Diligent.
Still a fucking cop.
Yeah.
Those
then-
cops. So noble.
Then Joseph tries to get him with the spear, and he just slaps it away, and it explodes.
And it explodes so violently.
Yeah.
It explodes into his shoulder
Yeah.
Yes.
and sets up a new home.
And
Yeah,
you
but-
better get used to it because it's gonna be there for a while.
Yeah, it's like it bends and just go right in his. So I'm like, and like, take it out, and he's like, nope, not yet. Apparently.
And then we get perhaps one of the best line reads of any in the show.
Oh,
When
It's
in the
all the way
beginning of the
crazy.
episode, when they're talking and Dio realizes that JoJo knows what he's done, he goes, "Cha-cha!"
oh yeah. I also
Oh.
true. That one stood out for me with the best JoJo read. Dio's voice actor crushes this episode.
Yeah.
Everything he does is so bright.
Yes.
Cha-cha!
Yeah, especially after turning the vampire, he was like, come on, man.
There's also some
Oh.
English later that he goes, "Goodbye, JoJo."
Yes, yes.
His voice completely changes because he's speaking English now, so he needs to be a gentleman.
It's I
And Dio
love
spent
it.
some time talking to himself long enough that Joseph has time to get away and hide.
Mhm.
He ends up
Then
behind
he
a
sees some-
curtain. I don't remember how.
We don't know.
You never know.
And
He
then,
also hides REO Speedwagon.
yeah,
Yeah.
spoilers. Dio walks over and flings open the curtain, and then is immediately on fire
Yeah.
because
Well,
lanterns.
everything. Literally everything's on fire. Instantaneous. This fire is both the fastest and slowest spreading fire.
And the prettiest, because at some point that thing does turn, pink?
Oh no, but that's later
That's
because
later,
there's a
yeah.
reason for it to
Look at that.
turn pink.
We'll get to that sweet pink fire.
And also, when Dio goes, "Oh, you asshole, scheming like an asshole," and then JoJo goes, "It's not a scheme, it's courage." What?
Yes, that is what courage is. Not a
Hide
scheme.
and set someone aflame.
And so Joseph werewolves
By-
his way
by
up
the
the
way-
staircase.
Yes, he does. And during this, Speedwagon thus takes on the role of the audience, going,
Yeah.
"What the hell are you doing?
What are you doing?
Yes.
Why are you going up in a
Yes.
fire? We should be going out."
Oh, he doesn't just jump. He takes a sword from the side, and you think, "Oh, he's gonna stab Dio." No, he
Oh, that's-
stabs the ground
Yeah.
and jumps on the sword up a level.
And Dio's
And-
like, all right, well, I can fly, but here we go. And he kicks the wall and starts walking up the wall by breaking his feet into it.
Yep,
Oh,
and,
with his hands in his pockets.
Yep,
Yeah.
and that is my
Oh.
glam shot for this episode.
Yes, I
Jesus.
have it written here. Dio walks up the wall all hot and shit.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
I'm
I
like,
mean, it's
alright,
real good.
That's real.
Don't
And
get me
they-
wrong. I
They
love
go
it.
to the roof and they look and talk at each other for a while. And then Joseph tackles him and
Oh.
grabs him.
I will
Oh.
say that 1806 is Chekhov's Muda 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 Muda, which will
Also, when they're on the
way back.
when they're going to the rooftop, there are plenty of shots of his dad still in the fire.
Yeah, just completely
fine.
normal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Being completely fine. I think this is the part where the fire turns pink. Right?
Yeah, because
Not
then,
yet.
because
Not
then
quite
he,
yet. Because there is a line where Joseph tackles Dio and he tackles him to the fire, and Dio breaks both his arms and they fall for a while. And
oh, that's after.
but he
That is
says
after.
a
That is
line to
way-
his father that's "Please go to heaven along with these flames," and that's when the
Yeah, but-
fire turns pink.
No, it's not. No, when they're on the rooftop, the fire starts turning pink, and then Ario Speedwagon, who's now outside the mansion,
Yes.
for some reason, he goes, "Oh, I know what he's doing. He wanted the mansion to burn as bright as his youth."
Yes.
His youth flashes through his mind.
Yeah. Suddenly,
And then
Joseph's youth
Jojo
passes
thinks
before his
about,
eyes.
oh, right, he's an asshole.
Yeah.
It gets pissed, and then the fire is pink because Jojo's gentlemanly spirit is too strong. And then they show his father again in the fire, completely okay.
Yep. Still there.
And the spear is back.
Yep. Still in his shoulder.
So,
It's
I
just
took
back,
that.
though.
Listen, the spear's never left. You just
No.
forgot it.
Yes.
Then he tackles him through the ceiling, and then Dio just puts a hand through the wall and just stands there.
Yeah.
And
He
said,
says, what,
"Goodbye,
Shinjuku?
Jojo."
Jojo. Yeah.
Goodbye, Jojo.
I have it marked
Man.
as the worst voice ever.
then,
Yes.
as he's fallen, the spear follows him.
Yep.
Yes.
He puts it in the wall, uses it as a plank, jumps up, misses
Misses.
Dio,
Yep.
Then
and
uses
then
his
takes the
belt.
longest belt
Holy
in the world. Oh,
So I took.
Turns out
I,
Joseph
I,
has a
I will
70-inch
say,
waist.
I thought that, yeah, that's actually, I was going to say, JoJo definitely shops at a big and tall and has a 60-inch waist. But yes. I thought the Purple Flames was actually a deliberate choice here to try to not confound the light of the fire with a possible dawn. Because that would mean, right? I feel like Araki is like in not a great way, but in enough of a way where like if they're use like red light in this scene, they should be like, oh, it was dawn. Dio, the only reason Dio was weak enough is because he was exposed to the sun, right?
Yeah, but then most of this fight took place inside the building, so that wouldn't have mattered anyway.
I think it turns pink to show you it's only as bright as JoJo's
Mhm.
gentleman's spirit.
Yeah, because Speedwagon mentions about fire burning hotter from
It does.
his-
It does gotta burn real hot.
Yep.
Yeah, so he can defeat Dio with the fire. Cause it seemed like the only way to defeat him, but it does need to be hotter. I'm like, okay.
All right. Well, so after Indiana Jones' big and tall,
Yep.
Then is the point where he tackles Dio and says and thinks, "Oh, the mansion of my family is burning, but whatever, I get to kill this guy."
Yeah.
Tiny
then
sword
Dio-
comes back.
Dio crushes his arms. Oh, I pulverize his arms, and it's still hanging.
no, JoJo's arms are dust.
Yes.
Is the line? They are dust. They don't exist, yet they are holding on. I love it. It's
Man,
what
Dio
the hell?
thinks so highly of himself.
Yeah.
It's hilarious.
And then
Yeah.
they finally rehired the narrator
Yeah.
to come back and be like, was it Jesus? Was it George Joestar? Whatever it was, JoJo kicked the wall.
Yeah, and then they show his dad again.
Yep, still there.
Because JoJo goes, "Oh, father, give me strength, show me the way." And then somehow, now they're over a statue that has a pointy
Yeah.
head.
Yeah, they break through the ground, and now what? I never figured out what it was on the statue that was pointy. Does it
It's
wear
a
a
spear.
hat?
it's
No,
like a
it's
spear.
it's another spear. It's
Yeah,
It's
it's
kind of
like
like
a
a
spear.
justice statue with where the
Yeah.
scales are pointy or
Oh, yeah.
something.
Yeah, and then he lands on it, and he
And
has
then
the
gets
thought
stabbed.
about yes, but now this is the stabbing that really takes, and he has the thought of like, of course, I fought him, but I didn't kill him. Whatever doesn't kill him makes him stronger.
no.
Yeah,
The
Confirms
more
that he's a Saiyan.
listen, it's even worse and much more sexual. The more you beat him, the tougher he gets.
And as he's impaling Dio in the statue, it flashes to his father and it flashes to his mother's portrait.
Yep.
Who finishes burning, but his father is still okay.
Yeah, he burns eventually. He'll get there. He'll burn up in some.
Jonathan realizes what has happened and has now left the mansion because he figures out that Super Vampire Dio is finally dead.
Oh, I didn't even take it that he like left the mansion. I thought that was just recoil off super kick off the wall. Like he just literally kicked off the wall so hard that he spiked Dio on a random spear and then launched out into the courtyard.
Yeah, I thought he just kept rolling off the
Yeah,
mansion.
exactly. He kept going.
Yeah, I was checking it, and apparently it exploded, and he got pushed out.
Oh, okay.
I thought that was Speedway. Hey, listen, that house exploded
No,
so many
Speedwagon
times.
was looking, and like the door exploded, and he flies out.
Right, that's what happened to the Speedwagon. I thought JoJo literally just kicked his way out, not knowing that he was doing.
From Speedwagon side, it just looks like he pops out and the thing explodes, like pushes him out.
Oh yeah, Speedwagon is just waiting outside the mansion, and his body just falls.
It just like thuds right out the door, and
Yeah,
then Speedwagon starts crying.
Yep.
Yeah, so he's alive.
His gentleman spirit will survive.
Oh, it's not. She has like one of those. It's a helmet. It's a giant like on a helmet.
Yeah, I thought it was some kind of weird helmet or hat.
It's apparently the goddess of love.
It's a World War I German helmet.
It really is. And then his face like Jaja.
What does he say? Like JoJo, you have won.
This is not what my life was meant to be.
Yes.
Yeah, it can't
a
end
worm
this way.
like you.
And then he realized the whole fighting spirit thing, and then he's like, it can't end like this, no. And then he does.
And all he says in the puddle outside, Otosan. Oh, what a gentleman.
Also, the narrator says when he impales Dio, whether from an urge from beyond or an instinct to use his burning home.
Yes.
An instinct to use his burning home.
Oh, good. What a close.
Yeah.
Then it ends with Speedwagon hugging him and crying and say he won.
Oh, it's not a pointy helmet.
Isn't it?
No, it's not. It's like a pot.
Yeah.
Where
Like,
I mean, I
lid
thought that's
is
what it looked
pointy.
like too, but then he's like draped over her head.
You know that thing that the Aquarius statue holds?
Right, like a big vase. But like,
Yeah,
why
a
is
vase
there...
with a lid. It's like a
Oh
trophy
my
with a
God.
lid, with a pointy lid.
I guess
Makes
so.
Less sense.
God, you can watch this like 800 times and the thing changes each time. Like, it's a different object every single time you watch it.
That's the first 3 episodes of JoJo's Bizarre Adventure.
And this is like tame compared to where this
Well,
series
it feels like it was like
gets
70% nonsense.
to. It's still 29.9% more nonsense you could have in a given episode. By the way, which I love roundabout as the close, but each season necessitates its own discussion about the primo music choices, especially the last one. Woof.
Every single time. It's after all of that. Oh, here, roundabout. Great. Definitely appropriate.
It'll change. You won't have roundabout all the time. Appreciate it while it's still here. It's actually relatively short-lived.
Well, best news I've heard all podcast.
Next time on Dragon Ball Z.
right?
Oh wow, there's a shiner to this episode that I completely forgot about.
What's that?
Did you guys watch past the credits?
I
No.
did.
Oh, you're gonna take like start at about 24:35, and I'll just vamp for a minute about how much I fucking love all of the music and the intro, because like this is a crucial. I totally forgot that this existed. As opposed to having a next time, this instructs you on why you need to show up next week for JoJo's Bizarre Adventure.
Yeah, I'm looking at it now. Okay, all right, that explains it.
I mean, I knew that happened because I just
Same.
remembered it.
Same,
But-
but that's like further manga knowledge. But I was just wondering how that happened, and then it led to the other bit. All right, that explains.
I'm just watching this, waiting until Cars and the Pillar Men show up, and then
We're-
I can just
we're
look
almost
at Hot
there.
Man all the time. And
We've
be happy.
listen. The first series establishes a foundation.
Yes.
It provides the concrete on which the JoJo house will sit. Now, yes, it is a highly flawed foundation, which leads us to a house of cards that at any moment feels like it could totally collapse. But it's still standing,
Mhm.
and it's still buck wild. So it is definitely probably my least favorite of this series, and
first
maybe
season?
like the least essential. Yeah, the first season.
Would you call it the least essential? Though? 'Cause I think that builds, as you said, builds
You
the
could totally.
foundation.
You could deal
Having
totally
watched
with that.
the first 2 episodes of Stardust Crusaders, yes, it isn't.
Yeah.
It is not essential.
No, you could
Fair.
more or less go totally without watching the
It's
first.
fine.
two.
Joseph Joestar carries the series on his back.
I don't think you could watch season 2 without watching season 1. Like that wouldn't make a ton of sense. Fine. But season 3, yeah, you could definitely start all on its own.
I can see it from that end. Like Stardust Crusaders is where I knew about JoJo, because that on the video game, I'm like, all right, and then I realized, oh, this is like a part 3 of some very
that's the reality. Is the
and then
video game? And,
that's where the stands and all of that, like the real popular stuff came in.
Right, Stardust Crusaders was what really like brought JoJo into the fold.
Yeah. So when I saw it, I'm like, oh, there's some stuff back. Then I read that, I'm like, oh, this is how it came out.
Which is interesting and fine.
Yeah,
I mean, I like season 1 for what it is. Mm-hmm. I think season 2 is probably an underappreciated season.
Well, if we're going to talk about, let's wait until we're actually done with the season to talk about the season and where it goes, because that's us edging into spoiler territory.
Listen, that's all I enjoy this. It's short-lived, but it is non-essential, especially if you wanted to start later on. But if you're going to deal with what I think is a wonderful season in season 2, this is kind of required. Like
I just want to look at my boy Cars and his lush hair.
We're getting there. We're not too far off. That happens fast in season 2. You get there real fast.
Having finished now our wrap up of these 3 episodes, what time is it now, Graposo?
It's time for emails.
Nope.
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 Well,
it's time for the ad.
There we go.
What?
All right. No, you shut up and let me read this. This copy that was sent to us from the good people at Calypso Lemonade, Kiwi Lemonade. Calypso, the originator of the flavored lemonade category, has evolved from 4 lemonade blends into over a dozen lemonade, limeade, and tea and lemonade combinations over the past 18 years. Especially the pinnacle of all limeade, the incredibly flavorful Kiwi Limeade. Each Calypso is made with the real lemon and lime bits, real sugar, natural flavors, and served in premium custom glass bottles.
That is an excellent read.
Real lemon bits.
Yes, thank you, proud sponsor. How about our next sponsor? Tony, tell me more about our next sponsor.
The Twilight Zone is an American media franchise based on the anthology television created by Rob Sterling. The episodes are in various genres, including fantasy, science fiction, suspense, horror, and psychological thriller, often concluding with a macabre or unexpected twist, and usually with a moral. A popular and critical success, it introduced many Americans to common science fiction and fantasy tropes.
Excellent one. Thank you, proud sponsor. Philip, how about you read this one?
Taking cheese from the fridge.
Yep.
The hot
what you do when you're at someone's house.
You eat the
fridge for cheese.
Yeah, right. Edgar Allan Poe, born Edgar Poe, January 19th, 1809 to October 7th, 1847, was an American writer, editor, and literary critic. Poe is best known for his poetry and short stories, particularly his Tales of Mystery and the Macabre. He is widely regarded.
He's doing great. This is the best high school book report I've ever listened to.
He is widely regarded as a central figure of romanticism in the United States.
No,
Don't literature as a whole.
Go.
He was one of the country's earliest practitioners of the short story. Okay.
I know. Okay.
Yes, that's not the end.
Detective genre.
It's communism, fascism, and romanticism.
And is further credited with contributing to the emerging genre of science fiction. He was the first well-known American writer to earn a living through writing alone, resulting in a financially difficult life and career.
Thank you.
Well done, no shit.
No, beautiful. I'm less than 10 miles from his grave and house.
Oh, really? Oh,
isn't that like a
he's buried right next to Austin's house.
Well, he doesn't. We don't live together.
Yeah, I don't live with him. I commute in. Listen, I will make this trek every week or other week or whatever we decide.
So where does that bring us now? Would you like to give it another try, Gaposo?
Now it's emails?
Yep. Have we gotten any new emails yet, Philip?
I haven't checked the site.
Are you
okay? Let's go ahead and start the checklist.
Even if we make it big, if we make it huge, I expect this is how this segment will start.
Me too. He will know the segment is coming. They'll be like, "Oh yeah."
Oh, I haven't checked. I did cash that check for a couple thousand, but I didn't look at the emails.
Didn't come in an email, so I didn't check it. Still checking it.
I'll be back. You guys talk about their stuff.
The hot episode 1 email.
What is that email? What email address are you checking?
PPC presents JJBJ at Gmail?
Yep.
Yeah,
gmail.com.
PPC presents
C.
the Ping Pong Club.
PPC
Presents.
presents
JoJo's Bizarre Job at gmail.com.
Why bizarre job?
Well,
Because he
email
misspelled
addresses are
the
hard.
goddamn email.
Oh my god.
We're not changing it now.
Well, there's only. All right, so
This is for true fans. This email.
So I'm in only one email from Google Community. So
Okay. Tell me more about what Google Community's got to say about our podcast.
finish setting up your Google account.
Okay.
Yeah,
So, hi, Ping Pong. Welcome to Google. Your new account comes with access to Google products, app services. Here's a few tips to get you started.
Okay, first real sponsor, Google Services.
Yeah.
Stay in the know with the Google app. Find quick answers, explore your interests, and stay up to date.
I would love to explore my interests.
We should set up a Google number because it
voice number.
transcribes calls and
Listen.
it's the best.
First, we got to get emails. People got to prove that they're even listening to this podcast before I take the time to set up a Google Voice number.
Control your account. Choose what's right for you. Review and adjust your privacy and security settings.
I love to choose what's right for me.
Click my account.
It is in
living in
this
America.
podcast.
Find your phone. Pinpoint your phone's location and security with Find My
Oh,
Device.
I would love to
Oh,
pinpoint my
I don't
phone's
want
location.
that. No.
Find answers. Visit the help center to learn all about your new Google account.
Okay.
We hope you enjoy your Android device. What? Your new Android device. Google Community.
Google sent us a new Android device.
Oh, dope. Sweet. We do have our first real sponsor.
Yeah, replies to this email aren't monitored. If you have a question about your new account,
Send them a link to this podcast.
Yes.
Oh, shit, yes. Read more fine print. I need this.
This email was sent to you because you created a Google account. And here's Google's address here, which I won't say.
Which
Yeah,
is?
don't want to blow them up. No, you don't read the
No,
actual
no.
email address.
We
on the
don't
site.
fucking dox our fans, okay?
If you
That's
at home
DDoS
listening to this
Google.
podcast say, I have things to say to them about this podcast and the things that they're doing in it, you too can have your email read by Philip live on the air, confused and reading it for the first time as he
I
reads
was
it.
hoping to say half naked, confused and half naked.
Listen, it's so cold
standing in a
here. Give it the summer. It'll be all no pants cast.
Oh, there's a setup progress thing here. Account created has a tick.
Okay.
Next thing, choose a theme, learn how to use your Gmail, import contacts and mail.
All right. Stay tuned
Gmail
next
for
week for
mobile.
us to take the next step in our Google account.
Change profile image. That's the final. Setup process, 10%.
Okay.
So
Keep milking this, kid.
Keep
No,
going.
this is good. This is high quality
Yeah,
content.
just letting
I love
everybody
it.
know, no matter how long the email is, we're just gonna read it and we're gonna keep
oh
reading
wait,
it.
hold on.
Oh no.
Huh?
Oh, okay.
Uh-huh.
No, these are just ads. All right, so yeah, that's it from the emails.
And that's it for the episode. Next
Oh,
week,
man.
probably every 2 weeks, probably gonna be bi-weekly. We're gonna watch episodes 4 through 6.
Is it 4 through 6 or 4?
Yep, it's 4,
4
5,
through
6.
Oh, okay.
Because that's how 3s work.
Yeah.
Overdrive, The Dark Knights, and Tomorrow's Courage.
Indeed. So remember out there in the listening audience, where do you go for podcasts for idiots and scoundrels? Your friends at Ping Pong Club, anime, parenthesis.
Colon.
Yeah.
Parentheses, JJBJs.
That was seen too late.
And also, yeah, the soundboard's still here. Gonna have to get more comfortable with using the soundboard.
We had too much to talk about.
Or
Yeah.
just as comfortable.
I need to
Maybe
not
the
try to
right amount of
participate
comfort.
in the actual reading of the synopsis, so then I can just play with the soundboard.
Don't worry, folks. That's the type of
Oh, this is still the podcast?
commitment.
Yeah,
Oh, I thought
I
we were
haven't
talking
stopped
shop.
recording.
Oh my god.
It's the type of commitment
Well, just 'cause
that you
haven't
can
hit stop
expect
recording.
from your friends at Ping Pong Club.
Presents jgbj@gmail.com. Send your emails in. Send us your money. Prove that you're listening to this. No one's listening to this.
Send us a picture of a dollar bill.
Yeah,
and we'll
send us a
continue
picture
doing
of you of a dollar bill and you holding today's paper with another sign that says "I listened to your podcast on purpose."
Once again, the email is ppcpresents@jjbj@gmail.com.
And remember, audience, sound effect. Let's pick one.
Wilhelm scream.
Which one did we not? I don't have the Wilhelm.
Send us out on the Wilhelm scream.
Oh,
don't tell me
the
what
one
to
that
do.
I hate.
Oh, the one that you hate?
Yeah.
That one is Shift W. No,
it's not that one.
No, that was almost appropriate. That's like almost correct.
Shift X is what you want.
Oh, god damn it. Stop it now.
I can't even hear all of it. Like,
Oh, yes. Oh, the sweet ambrosia.
We're going to take charge of this thing.
Asthma, funk shit up.